All right, welcome to the Jiu-Jitsu Bros podcast. We are back with episode 2 with
Josh Baker.
Jean Hadaway and
Nathaniel Baker.
so, boys, we coming up on almost a new year, just a little over a month away.
I know, right?
Yeah, so we're wrapping up. We obviously had the last card of the year with Edwards and Colby. We kind of went over that in the last episode. And we got the new year coming, right? This is going to be interesting. I feel like, this year has been a really interesting year. A lot of things have changed. We've had a lot of title changes. A lot of changes.
For sure.
Right? Izzy's lost the belt.
Yep.
We have crowned a new flyweight champion, new bantamweight champion. Volkanovski stayed in there, but he's had some tough times, right? We've seen him have some tough fights. I saw him lose for the first time in, what was it, 21 fights, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of new welterweight champion, everything. So I like the division's changing a lot. New heavyweight champion, right? New light heavyweight. Every division actually has pretty much had a new champion almost, except Volk. Volk he stayed in there. He's the man from down under.
The Volk is still the longest reigning champion left.
Exactly, he is. Yeah. So, and speaking of Volk, one of the cards we have coming up this spring into the new year is Volkanovski versus Topuria.
Yeah.
So, boys, what do we think about this fight? Nathaniel, what's your first initial thought?
Well, it really is just going to depend on where Volkanovski's headspace is. Because I think skill-wise, it's Volkanovski all day long. But if he has mentioned before after the second Islam fight that he was having some mental problems. He didn't like being inactive. He likes being in camp. He likes going after it, right?
Mhm.
Which is crazy because he just fought Yair in July and then jumped in and when was October?
October.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy to me. But but if Volk comes in 100% mentally, physically, and spiritually, I feel like he can definitely. I think he could put Taporia away for sure. I'm not saying Taporia's no slouch. I just think he has a lot. He's got a little bit further to go, in my opinion. But I think Volk will get the victory if he shows up 100%.
I like that. I like that take, man. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Man, so wow. So I honestly think I'm gonna go with Taporia on this one. I just think Taporia, his grappling, he's a grappler, right? Very, very high level grappler. Always down, like just mind blowing. I mean, he also knocked out what's his name? The 50-50 guy.
Ryan Hall. He knocked out Ryan Hall.
Yeah, he knocked out Ryan Hall. I think it's his time, man. I think it's his time. And honestly, after that Islam fight, I don't think Volk is gonna be in the right headspace to be able to do what he needs to do against Taporia. Plus, I just honestly, like, if you look at the only grappler that Volk has gone against in his title reign has been Brian Ortega. But Brian Ortega didn't really look for the takedowns in that fight. He was trying to stand and bang with Volk. And in my opinion, I think that's where Brian Ortega went wrong. So I think this is like his real, Volk's real test against someone who's going to be pressuring at 145. Now, of course, he went against Islam at 155, but this is at 145. I think this is his real test.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I feel very, very kind of similar with that opinion. Now Volkanovski, I'm a huge Volk fan, by the way, a Norris Volk fan. He is my favorite fighter. I love him. He is one of the most dominant champions, and he shows he can just do it all, right? He's so well rounded, and he's such a little short, like macho man. Like you don't see a lot of like short guys with like high levels of confidence, but he's got it. So looking at this fight, we have Topuria. He's really shown, he can do it as well, right? His boxing is so crisp. I love it,
Right.
He has some great boxing. Obviously, great jiu-jitsu black belt, was able to hang in there with Bryce Mitchell and actually submit him. And, he's very well-rounded himself. I think one thing that we got to think in this fight, Volk, obviously very high level, very well-rounded, and Topuria, I would say, as well. I'd say their skills are kind of roughly similar, right? Obviously, Volk is probably a better kickboxer overall, but Ilya can throw hands very well, and he's so sharp at his boxing. I love it. And we got to think about one fight that Topuria's recently had, which was his most recent one, was the Josh Emmett fight. I mean, this is a guy that's dangerous, that's powerful. We see Topuria can be rocked, he can be dropped, right? We saw, I think it was Jai Herbert, right? He made a perfect read, hit him with a head kick, almost knocked him out, right? So he's very, very, he did be clocked, right? And a guy like Volk can definitely put him away. However, when he faced Josh Emmett, he was able to deal with that power very well, and he destroyed Josh Emmett. I mean, he boxed him and beat him up and was tearing through him, Now, with respect, obviously Emmett's a little bit older. He's not maybe a prime featherweight anymore. But that was a very dangerous fight for Topuria, a fight that I thought Topuria might lose, and he showed there was no way of him losing that fight. He absolutely destroyed him. I mean, he made him look like freshly minced ground in that fight. So, I think with Volk coming off of that knockout loss, that was a rough loss. His, first one in a very long time since he was a welterweight, right?
Right.
So, I got to be honest. I think Topuria is going to make his reads. He's going to stand with Volk, and if he keeps this as a boxing fight, he keeps his defense tight. I'm thinking, honestly, I'm going to predict Topuria by a third-round knockout. I feel like he will be able to. Now, again, Volkanovski is very high level. He's got to be careful.
That's one heck of prediction.
Yes, I know. And I'm a big Volkanovski fan,
Yeah.
but I just have a gut feeling that's what's going to happen. We're going to see Topuria start his reign, and we're probably going to then see him get destroyed by Max Holloway. No. But that is kind of my thought there. So,
What is y'all's thoughts on like Max Holloway? Is he gonna go up to 155? Because I've heard that he was gonna fight against Justin Gaethje for the BMF title.
I know, yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't. I think. I mean, but it's kind of a tricky situation, right? Because I don't think that would be a good matchup for Max. I think Gaethje's too big for him.
Right.
I think that there's not a whole lot of money fights at featherweight, and all the guys there's not a whole lot of good matchups for him at 55. So I feel like the best thing is just to try to fight his way back to the title. I mean, he's still young. He's not. Everybody's acting like he's past his prime. He's still young. Like, how old is he? He's like 32?
31.
31?
Yeah, he's like
32?
30. He's only 31 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that though. If Volk does win, do we really want to see a fifth fight with Max Holloway and Volk?
Yeah, well, fourth.
Fourth. I mean,
yeah.
sorry, fourth. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So
I see
I
the
think it's
dilemma,
just better.
but yeah.
I think it's better for him to go up to 155.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So Max is definitely showing he still wants to stay at 145.
For
He's still wanting a fourth fight with Volk, which I mean, like if there is any guy other than Topuria to probably compete with him, maybe it's Max for a fourth fight. I don't want to see it personally, right? I think their third fight it kind of showed who just can make the better reads, who has that higher fight IQ, and just who overall is better, right? I mean, Volk was making the reads all day long on Max,
Yeah.
And he knows how to fight him. He knows how to beat him. And he's been able to do it 3 times. Been able to figure it out. So, again, no, yeah, Max wants to say 145. He believes he should get another fight with Volkanovski. I'll let him believe what he wants. But now the thoughts of moving on to 155, I kind of like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like to see Max take a real weight gain. I mean, we're talking maybe, him gaining 10, 15 pounds or so, really bulking
Like
up.
solid muscle,
Yeah,
for sure.
like let's say we give him 10 months just to really bulk up. I mean, he could have some fun fights up there. And, yeah, Gaethje, it's a tough one, right? I think that if we really do see Max, gain weight, I mean, he could really put the pressure on Gaethje over time and maybe get a knockout in the later rounds. So that'll be an interesting fight. I kind of hope they make it. I mean, that'd be really fun for the BMF title. Make use of it, right? And have a new BMF champion maybe, a Hawaiian one on the Blessed Express, the BMF Express. So would be pretty cool. So yeah,
but I would want him to, if he moves up to 155, I would want him to see at least gain about like 10 pounds of muscle.
Exactly. Yeah, he needs to take a serious 10 months to just bulk up, because if he's just gonna kind of go at it like in his last fight where he was actually taking on the weight, he doesn't even need to worry about that.
For sure.
Yeah. So what are the other fights on that card? I'm trying to think of what because I think they moved it to March now, right?
Yeah. I don't know if there's a co-main or anything like that yet, but there is another card that we haven't discussed.
There is another one. For
the real African champion. The card set before that in January in Toronto, UFC 297, Strickland versus Duplessis. Boys, who y'all got for this one?
Woo! I'm ready for a real African champion, baby. But man, this is a good fight. Josh, what are your first thoughts initially?
Okay, so I'm a sucker for Sean Strickland. I'm sorry, I am, man. Like, I love his little style. He has that Philly shell, that boxing style, man. Dude, a lot of people saying that style was not gonna work in MMA, and he went out there and he proved everybody wrong. I mean, the dude he only knows uh one movement, and that's forward. Like, honestly, man, this is gonna be a banger of a fight, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I think this fight, man, is gonna I'm gonna go ahead and predict it. I think Sean Strickland by like fourth round TKO.
I like it.
He-
I like
He's
it.
just gonna pressure Duplessis and drive him, drive him into the fence, keep him on his back heel like he did with Izzy. But here's the thing, Duplessis, he's not afraid to fire back. He's gonna also be trying to push forward. So I'm expecting a bloody war for
Yeah.
this one.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, it's a weird fight because like Strickland has never fought somebody like Duplessis. Duplessis has never fought somebody like Strickland, and we both really haven't seen them go into deep waters a lot in their fights, right?
Mhm.
Like they haven't been stressed repeatedly like other people that we've
And
seen.
Here's another thing, Sean Strickland. People don't know this about him, but he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
He has that in his back pocket. He doesn't like showing he does. He has that in his back pocket. Obviously, he likes to stand and bang. He likes doing the man dance.
it's a
But
man dance.
yeah, it's a man dance. But yeah, man, he has that in his back pocket. If you watch his early careers back when he it wasn't Cage Warriors, but I can't remember what it was called.
It was shoot.
It looked
Yeah.
like Cage Warriors.
Yeah, it was Cage Rage.
Cage Rage, I'm wanting to say it was.
Yeah, it was Cage.
Yeah, but all he did was just grapple people.
Yeah.
He would just wrestle and grapple, submit everybody. And he got a title. He won the title in that and defended it in that organization. All based off of jiu-jitsu. Only like recently, since he moved up, since his motorcycle accident, did he switch his style to boxing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Sean Strickland, man, honestly. Plus, once you get your hands on that belt, it's like you like go up like 20%, like in
Right.
skill level. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird fight. I don't even know really who to pick. I'm having to think on this a little more because it's just so weird. They both have different fight styles and it's such a new fight for them. I think it will be a war though, and
Mhm.
it will be absolutely a tough fight out contest. Nathaniel, what are you thinking here?
Like I said, it's gonna be a banger. It could go either way. I really think this is gonna, because supposedly Duplessis got his nose fixed, and that has solved all his cardio problems.
He's a new mythical fighter.
He's a new mythical fighter, right?
Right.
So, but you guys see, he finishes his fights relatively quickly. Same thing for Sean. We haven't really seen them go into the latter rounds where they're bloody, where they're busted up, they're tired, they are like fighting like dogs. Haven't really seen that.
Yeah.
Between the two of them.
We haven't seen him in a bloody war.
Yeah,
like, they've been
exactly,
Sean
yeah.
Strickland has been a couple of 5-rounders.
I mean, we saw it a little bit with Duplessis, like with Brad Tavares, a little bit with the 3-round decision, but that was back when Duplessis had the nose problem, was gassing pretty easily and stuff like that. But you got two guys that do not like to fight backwards. It's like what people were saying Poirier and Gaethje 2 were going to be. I feel like this is going to be. They're going to meet in the middle and they are going to slug it out. Because Duplessis is a world champion. What was that African organization that he fought for? I forgot. But it's a really, really like popular.
prestigious organization
Yeah,
in
it's
Africa.
pretty prestigious. Yeah.
Was
And
South Africa?
Yeah. And he was a double champ. He was a welterweight champ. He was the middleweight champ. Defended both titles. He competes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Duplessis does, and I don't know what belt he is, but he is a very well established fighter. Like he can do it all. He can wrestle. He can grapple. He can submit you. He can knock you out. He is one of the most balanced fighters I've seen. Awkwardly styled, right? His style is pretty awkward, but he can do it all. And we saw him playing around with footlocks with Derek Brunson, right? And obviously Derek Brunson is not what he used to be, right? But he was doing it.
But Derek Brunson is a high level jiu-jitsu guy. So
Exactly.
You gotta give credit where credit is
I'm
due.
giving that. Yeah, I'm giving the man credit. I'm giving the man credit. But
talk about the Duplessis.
yeah,
For being able to do that against a high level guy like that.
Okay, yeah. So, and Duplessis is just a bulldozer. Like he's just gonna.
That's true.
And he even said he's like, this is not gonna be a striking match. This is going to be an MMA fight. So he's not gonna stand there and bang with Strickland the whole time. He's looking to make it an MMA fight. He's looking to do it all. Wherever he sees an opening to finish Strickland, I believe he's gonna finish Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying Strickland can't get it done. We've seen miracles from Strickland with Izzy and all kinds of people.
No, that wasn't a miracle.
Yeah.
That was the man dance.
That was man.
That was the man dance.
Baby. But
Izzy doesn't know how to do the man dance.
yeah. But I think Duplessis is going to overwhelm Strickland. I think Strickland's going to. I see Strickland getting knocked out. I really do. I mean, you see him get knocked out by Pereira, but Pereira's a whole nother animal. You've seen him get knocked out by a lot. Like he has been knocked out. He doesn't get as hit as most UFC fighters or MMA fighters, but he has been knocked out. And I think we're going to see that happen. Whereas Duplessis, he's only had 2 losses on his record. He's like 20-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
but you also got to keep in mind that Sean Strickland, majority of his losses was at 170 when he was having that weight cut.
Correct.
At 180,
agreed.
How many losses has he had at 180?
I think
3. I
It
think.
was just Pereira, right?
No.
Karen Jannonier.
Carrot. Yeah.
just 2 though.
Yeah, just 2. He only had 2 losses.
I think I think there was another one there. I think he's had 3.
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, look it
Yeah.
up. I think he only lost 2. But
But
either way, he does have the best striking defense stats wise in the UFC history.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah.
agreed.
I mean-
And you got to realize their styles are so awkward. Who's going to be the one to figure out whose style later?
Who has the most awkward styles? The battle of the awkward styles. This is what it is.
I'm very glad they made this fight though, because like this is the fight according to the rankings that should have happened, and they listened to the fans and they got it done.
Right, really.
Yeah, for real. So I'm super happy. Props to the UFC for getting that done.
Kudos on their part, man.
Thank you for listening to the fans, because this is the one that we wanted to see. So appreciate
Yeah,
it.
So what is it? How many losses has he had?
Yeah, so I mean he's had 5. Yeah, 2 of them have been there's those back-to-back losses to Jared Cannonier and Alex Pereira. Before that, yeah, he had lost. I think it was at welterweight. To this is the name.
So yeah, he has 2 losses out.
Yeah,
middleweight.
Elizio Zaleski dos Santos.
He lost to
welterweight. That's like Greek Zeus, y'all.
Yeah,
Alright,
pretty much.
And then he lost to Usman, and then he lost to Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely not bad guys to lose to. So
no shame in that.
right, yeah. And if we're looking also just further at the card, so
Yeah.
I know the co-main event that we had Raquel Pennington and Mauro Bueno Silva. So that's a interesting fight, right? Amanda's retired, and in wake of her retirement, we're probably gonna see the featherweight division probably abolished at some point. Right.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna have a new champion soon. So we got Rocky, right? Raquel Pennington. You know, she has been there. She's been in the UFC for a while. Has done a lot. We've seen her on Ultimate Fighter. We've seen her fight Amanda, and she's had good fights. I think she's a little bit older, and I don't know if she might be in her best shape, you know. But Mauro Bueno Silva, well, she's been there. She is a very, very ferocious fighter. You've seen her fights, and yeah, she's hungry, right? She's ready to go, and just gotta be honest. I kind of think like Bueno Silva gets it done. I think we will see a new bantamweight champion. And probably another angry Juliana Pena at some point. Then, once her title
Oh
shot
my
is
gosh,
over.
dude. Juliana Pena. Honestly, I don't know why she's not the one fighting for the title.
I mean,
She's the
I mean,
last former champion.
dude, you did see she got beat up pretty bad by Amanda in their last fight.
Yeah, but
Like,
she also beat Amanda Nunes.
I know.
One of the
I know,
only
I
people.
will not take that away for her. She did an incredible. That was a Sean Strickland moment for the women's bantamweight division.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I just believe that I believe she fought with a lot more emotion than she needed to. When she's not
Right.
fighting with emotion,
hmm
I feel like she's one of the best fighters on the planet. But she's got to keep her emotions in check because I think she let with the Ultimate Fighter season that they did with Amanda and her, she let her emotions get a little too high, and then so on and so forth.
She's just put it on a persona. It's
yeah.
she's just trying to be the bad guy. You know, honestly, all the women are so nice. They kind of need a bad guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will.
I mean, we got enough bad guys in the like Colby Covington. Like he's a bad guy, and then I didn't know this. Do you know he's married?
Colby Covington
He's
is married.
Yeah, he's married to a ginger. I found that out last night.
Whoa!
Hey,
Get
whoa.
outta here. They're doing ginger. I am disappointed. Okay, guys.
Are you talking about his sister?
You know, that's
No,
his sister.
That's
No,
his
his sister?
sister.
Oh, I thought
His
it was his
sister's a
wife. Dude.
No.
No.
Is he from Alabama?
Is he from
I don't
Alabama?
know. He might be. I don't know.
Dude,
No, yeah, that's his sister. 'cause
that's
he been
was it
involved.
was it a dancer?
Yeah.
That's his sister.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I didn't know that.
Oh no, we don't do incest around here. Hold up.
My bad. I thought it was
No,
his wife.
yeah.
Like,
Dude,
I was just like, who is this?
Do you remember remember like Kamarius was making comments about his sister and stuff?
That was
But-
Dustin for you too. Yeah, Dustin did too.
Yeah, oh, wait, they did? Wait, about Colby's sister?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I freaking love it. Freaking, yeah, it was like taking pictures of, or no, he would comment on all of Colby's sister's like Instagram posts.
What?
Dude, I love it so much.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, like heck yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, we're gonna have a new women's bantamweight champion soon. So yeah,
Mhm.
we'll see. See if they can keep the division interesting. I kind
Yeah.
of miss Amanda a little bit, you know. I mean, we're on to a new era, but man, she was the lioness. She was dominant. So yeah, we also have a interesting rematch: Alexander Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz.
Oh.
So this is definitely a fight we need to see, right? Obviously, Rakic in their last fight they had, he blew his knee out. And they were really going back and forth, right? I think it was the first round. We kind of saw Rakic use some very good wrestling, get Jan down, get some good control. In the second round, we saw Jan start to pressure, throw some good punches, land on Rakic.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, in the third round, unfortunately, we had that injury. So, definitely be an interesting fight. You know, Jan has that Polish power, right? We'll see if he can connect with a lot, because he can rock anybody. And his last fight against Magomed Ankalaev, he showed he has nasty calf kicks. I mean,
And
those are
honestly,
lethal.
arguably, he beat Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
arguably.
he could have. Yeah, very close fight. Yeah. So, with this rematch, kind of, what are your first thoughts off with it?
I'm gonna go with the Polish power, man.
Well,
That he's just really, man. I know he's like he's in his 40s now, right?
no, he's like maybe 37, 38, I think.
Can you look it up? See,
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
see.
See it. I wanted to say he's 40.
No, he's not 40 yet. No, he's like
39.
37 or 38. He's a little bit younger.
Nope, he's 40.
Yeah, he's
He's
40.
40?
He's
What?
40.
Dang.
Yeah.
He just turned 40.
Does turn 40. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah, yeah. So he's 40 now. You could see since he's gotten older, he has really worked on his grappling.
Yeah.
A lot. Because I think he's gonna shoot a lot of takedowns, but it'll be against the cage. But as soon as his opponent pushes him off, I think that's when he's gonna throw the bombs. So I think it's gonna be like like in boxing they like to get heavy, like when they clinch up, they like to
Mhm.
throw their whole body weight to start tiring them. I think that's what he's gonna do, and then in the later rounds, it's a 3-rounder, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3-rounder, yeah.
Yeah, so in the third round, I think he's gonna just unload and annihilate them. Use that Polish power.
There you go. I like
So-
it. Nathaniel, what do we think on this fight?
I gotta go with Josh. I think Jan is gonna get it done. His grappling is improved. he's probably. I'm not gonna lie. He probably. I would have swung like if we're talking about judging the fight as a whole with the Pereira fight and Blachowicz fight. I got to give it to Blachowicz. I was happy to see Alex win because I wanted to see Yuri versus Alex, but I do think that Blachowicz, it could have gone to him. It
Yeah.
really could have. It was super competitive, and the Ankalaev fight, although it had a disappointing outcome, it was pretty back and forth. I mean, I could see why it was a draw, kind of. If you had to give it to somebody, it probably would have been Ankalaev, but coming off of two performance and being a combat sports competitor, I do think coming off of two performances that turn out that way, it kind of it kind of lights a fire under you, right? It pisses you off, and I think we're gonna see the Polish power be unleashed once again. So
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts, it's heavily Rocket is coming off from a long layoff, tearing his ACL and everything, but I feel like over 3 rounds, I feel like he can kind of find his way. The biggest, I think, key thing for Rocket, he needs to not get in the pocket and get countered by Jan, right? Obviously, Jan's got that Polish power. He needs to stay clear of it. I liked how he's wrestling in their first fight. Obviously, we see you can definitely out-wrestle Jan. That's kind of, he has good jiu-jitsu, but his wrestling is a weakness. He got out-wrestled by Corey Anderson, by Rocket, by Teixeira, by Ankalaev, so he needs to definitely expose that weakness. But I would really like to see him do, he is a longer fighter. He needs to pick on the outside, look for his kicks, and not look at countered by Jan, but when Jan starts to come in, shoot for those takedowns. Because he got Jan down quick, he got his back, and he was looking for a lot of control there. He was able to control him very, very well. So, if Rocket is on his A game, I imagine that knee's probably healed up. If he can just focus on staying on the outside, not getting countered, and just looking for his opportunities to get it to the ground, I feel like he can definitely get a decision and move himself closer to the title picture.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
Yeah, so it'll be a good fight, well deserved rematch because I was really disappointed that they Rockets got injured in that fight. It was very competitive, so we will see. They're both good fighters. So looking further on, we also got another good featherweight matchup coming up in, I think is this the January card?
Yeah. Arnold Allen.
So yeah, January, right? So we got another one, Arnold Allen versus what is his first name? Ivalo. Why can't I remember his first name? I have a slow brain right now. Ivloev is the last name. Why can I not remember? Anyways, yeah. But yeah, Arnold Allen versus Ivloev. Well, Ivloev has showed he has a lot of danger, right? He really kind of like the featherweight Habib in a way, right? But he'll show a lot of control. Now, I will say he has some holes in his submission defense, right? We saw that Diego Lopez did very, very well in their fight. I mean, he was catching him repeatedly back to back in different, from the tight knee bar they had him in to triangle choke, I believe. Had him in a lot of danger, right? Looking at Arnold Allen, he is tough, man. I mean, that he can stand and bang. He had actually a very...
He fought Dan Hooker at 145, right? Allen?
Yes, yeah. Which that was featherweight. Dan.
Yeah.
Who's not even a
Yeah,
fighter.
when he went back down for like one fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Featherweight Dan is not even a fighter. He's a non-mythical fighter.
Oh, wow, shots fired.
Yeah. Yeah. Do y'all see those new tattoos Dan got? Dan got like another. He got a whole sleeve and a chest tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so bad, dude.
I like it. Really, I think it makes. Yeah, I think it makes it look cool.
The dude must have like had something happen or something in his
Maybe.
personal life, man.
He might got hit right. I like those tattoos, man. It's like
Oh,
freaking
wow.
gladiator. No, it look dope,
He
bro.
looks bad, bro.
Dude.
I don't know about all that, John.
Dude, he looks like the Dark Knight freaking Dricus Duplessis. What he looks like, man.
With the blonde hair now, he's definitely has a persona now.
Maybe,
A
yeah.
permanent one. It was that
But
bad.
I like, man. I wouldn't mind a chest tattoo like that. I'm a fan of chest tattoos. Man, look at that sleeve, man.
I don't know about that.
Look at that, man. That guy's Damian.
He's got
Mama
two.
on there,
He's
man.
got two leg sleeves too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, so-
they look cool. I like them.
Literally looks like he's wearing shin guards the entire time.
Right. Yeah. I like it though.
Yeah.
God damn the man, but yeah. So yeah, Arnold Allen and Ivloev. So yeah, I mean Arnold Allen, he's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
Very high level guy. We saw him have a competitive fight against Max Holloway. He did a very good job rushing in, landing good shots on him. Yeah, I thought we were just gonna see a shutout by Max, but Arnold actually made it a kind of competitive fight, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, he's a very good grappler as well.
He just couldn't land a whole lot on Max. Max is too fast.
Well, Max had the volume also. Max was able to just, punch him, land those strikes, do what Max does. So, and obviously he's very high level of jiu-jitsu, right? He's like a little bull. Like, he's just a strong, little stout guy. He's like a little mini Michael Chandler, I feel like, in a way. I think he's about 5'8". Allen.
Oh, okay.
Um, So yeah, he definitely can stand a bang, can wrestle very well. I'm gonna be interested to see how Evloev can get him to the ground and kind of look for his submissions, right? Although he's a pretty decent striker, he's gonna want to get his fight to the ground. He does not want to stand with Allen, who's gonna be swinging on him and trying to land big shots. This will test how good Allen's takedown defense is. We haven't really seen him get grappled against a whole lot recently in the UFC, so it'll be interesting to kind of see where he's at with his defensive ground game. But if Loev, man, he can find those takedowns every time and keep pushing. So, yeah, I mean, Nathaniel, what do you kind of think on this fight?
Like I said, if he can get Arnold to the ground, I think he can probably make something happen. Although Arnold is pretty well balanced fighter as well. I mean, he's very well balanced. I mean, all those British guys now are super well, like Tom and Leon and Arnold and even Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood is pretty.
He's a killer.
He's a killer, man. But I do think Arnold is Arnold's been in the UFC a lot longer than this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allen's been for a little while.
Yeah. So I think Arnold's with his experience and his time in, and I just think, and not only that, he is a strong fighter. I do believe he's the stronger fighter when it comes to pure strength, and I think that might play a factor into the wrestling part of it. So I think Arnold's gonna get it done. I don't know exactly how, but I think he'll get it done.
I like it. Josh, what are we feeling here on this featherweight matchup?
Loev.
Love? I like it,
Loev.
yeah.
Loev. Is it Loev or Loev?
Evloev.
Loev.
Yeah. What's his, I can't remember his first name. Whatever.
Yeah. But I think, man, that dude, he's a Russian too.
Mhm.
So I mean,
Yeah, he's somewhere, some kind of Eastern European something.
something like that. But he represents Russia whenever he goes and fights.
Yeah.
But I think his grappling is going to be too superior for Allen.
Mhm.
I like watching Loev fight. He is entertaining to watch for sure. He has pretty decent hands. But his grappling, man, usually what opens up his hands for him is the threat of the grappling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when his opponents are so worried about the grappling, that's when it opens up your striking. Now it doesn't work in reverse where they're worried about his striking to the fact that they worry about their that it opens up the takedowns for him as much.
Exactly.
But man, if I had to put a prediction on this fight, I would have to say Loev by submission in the second round.
I like it.
So
I think I'm gonna go with Evloev by decision. I think Allen will put up a fight, but I think he'll be able to find his takedowns and get his rhythm going in that fight a lot.
I just don't think Allen has quite the grappling credentials to be able to handle somebody like Loev.
Yeah, I mean he's a really good grappler. He knows how to wrestle, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He's very good. But
Yeah.
I think Evloev will grind through and just get his takedowns.
That's true.
He's able to get them very, very well.
Right.
So yeah, we have another fight. Neil Magny, the Spider-Man.
Can't
of welterweight.
believe I'm going for the Sambo dude.
And then yeah, it's a weird one from you, John.
Yeah,
And then Mallet. I don't know if that's Mike Mallet. I think I've seen one of his fights.
Canadian?
Yeah, the Canadian guy.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah. So, what are your first thoughts on him? On this matchup, I should say.
Wait, how you say his name one more time?
I think it's Mallet.
Michael Mallet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mike's gonna get it done. If he can get on the inside of Magny, take away his distance, take away his range, Magny, I mean, he's had a little bit of a rough go of it with the Gilbert Burns and Ian Gary fights and stuff like that. But I think Mike's just too hungry for him, man. He's a well balanced fighter. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good. I think he's got good jiu-jitsu. If he's got good hands. Trains up there at all. What's George St. Pierre's gym?
Oh gosh.
Or
TriStar, is that it?
might
I
be
think I want to
TriStar.
say it's TriStar.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
trains
It's
up
something
there.
Star.
I think he trains up there with GSP and Farasov Hobby, I think. So, those guys are super well rounded. They're gonna be analyzing the crap out of this fight, and they're gonna look for every single weakness. So I think this guy he's hungry. He's an up and comer guy, and I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of him in the future in the top ranks.
I like it. What are we thinking over in this side of the couch?
I don't like Bill Magny. I don't like
Why
the
do you
dude.
like him, man?
I don't like Bill Magny. I never have. I just never see anything special from Bill Magny in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about the other guy though. Like,
Yeah, I don't know a lot of them a lot. The Pedro's are a
y'all-
lot specialist. So.
yeah, so I don't know too much about him, but all I can say is that I don't like Neil Magny, and I will not be rooting for Neil Magny.
Yeah. I think I will. I'll say I'll say Magny by second round submission. He uses his little Spider-Man moves and gets a choke in. Slides in and he's like, hey, bye bye.
Yeah.
Gets him. So,
I don't know, man.
We'll see how the old Canadian
He
man
couldn't do
does.
that against Ian Gary, man. I mean, Ian Gary doesn't
He
even
couldn't.
do jujitsu.
Gary's proved himself though. Yeah, he's definitely.
But Magny wants to stand and bang with him.
Well,
That was
yeah.
just stupid.
That's just strategy on his part. That he can't improve. He can't improve there yet. Don't stand with Ian Gary. Yeah, definitely don't do that. So yeah, that's the main card for January. I'm excited how the year's gonna start.
I know,
off,
man. It's gonna be
right?
amazing.
Right? I mean, it's gonna be really nice, So yeah, it's gonna be a new year. How do y'all feel like y'all's year? Well, just the MMA year, but like also the y'all's jiu-jitsu years went so far. I mean,
Honestly, man, this is I feel like this was the best year jujitsu wise for me.
Had a lot of ups, a lot of downs. Couple of injuries that happened, but you know what? You just take it one day at a time, and you push through it, and you continue to grind and get better, man. And obviously, my last performance, I'm a little disappointed about. But that's just life, and you gotta get past it. And I'll be back better than ever. So let's do it.
there you go.
Mhm.
I like it. Yeah, as far as me, I guess my goal would be get in better shape and at some point get back into jiu-jitsu.
You need to, man. You need to come up to the gym, bro.
I'll make my return, man. Yeah,
You come see all the guys. I'm telling you, man, you would love it.
exactly.
You'll love.
I'm be like Connor. I'm
the
gonna make my
atmosphere.
big return.
Yeah, yeah, big return, man.
Return, no date.
Big return. I'm back, and I'm out of shape, guys.
Be like Nick Diaz.
Back, man. Just for the money.
But yeah, this coming year is like gonna be a big year for me. I'm gonna really be pushing to try to get into the 80cc this year.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do. I'm definitely doing West Coast trial. I said it. All you 145ers, watch out. But
it's gonna
I'm
strangle
coming.
you.
but yeah, man. That's gonna be fun, man. I'm also planning on doing gi pans in Florida this year too. I think that one's gonna be. I want to say it's in March. So yeah, so we're doing a lot of big tournaments this year. So this coming year. So I'm really excited about that, man. It's been my dream to do those gigantic tournaments like that. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Heck yeah, dude.
So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
What's up, guys? Just had some merch drop in our Instagram bio at ju.jitsu.bros. Go check it out. Instagram bio. Love you guys. See you at the next episode.
Welcome back after our intermission to the Jiu-Jitsu Bros
Yeah.
podcast.
Let's go.
We back, baby. Now we got a little bit of show and tell going on. So, Josh, I hear you got some old-fashioned MMA gear.
Yes.
That is from the past.
Yes. I got some old gear before MMA was even popular. Before even the first UFC.
Really?
I want to say it was back in the 70s.
Oh.
If you have watched Enter the Dragon, you know exactly what I'm about to show. So, this is one of the very first MMA glove. Now, it's really thick. Now, we're going to talk about how this glove compares to the modern MMA glove. Is it grappling wise? If y'all want to see us grapple with this glove and give you a review on it, make sure if this video gets 1,000 likes, we'll do that.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Hit that
So,
like button,
Yes, hit that like button
or I'll find your.
if you're
channel.
on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, go to the YouTube and hit the like button. Okay. Yes, and we're also going to talk about how functional this would be, as well compared to the new gloves.
I like it. I like it. So, looking at this, say we hold this for me for 1 second.
Gotcha, dude.
Some little laces and things. See how it
Yeah.
feels.
So for those who are listening on Spotify, John is now testing the glove. He's putting it on, and he is gonna see
The old
how it
peanut
is.
glove. I like the feel. I definitely can grip. Yeah, I feel like
Surprisingly for it being like as big as a boxing glove, you could actually grab very well with it. It is made out of
You
leather
wanna give it
too.
a try? Yeah, made out of leather. It had pure German.
It's like halfway in between a boxing glove and an MMA glove.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of fluff, a lot of
hmm
padding, but I like the flexibility of the fingers.
Tell me what you think, Nathaniel.
It is very bulky, but
Take the microphone a little bit away from your face. Sorry.
it is a little bulky. But I do like the
Mhm.
design of it. I do like the feel of protection I have for my hand, but I am still able to
Mhm.
clinch, grab, grapple. I like it. I like it. I love this design. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. I'm pretty sure every martial artist down deep has a respect for Bruce Lee that
Yeah.
nobody else can really understand. But yeah, this is definitely one heck of a souvenir.
Now, one
or
feature I do like about the
collectible
glove is
piece.
how the tips it actually has like full fingers, like compared to the
Yeah.
MMA gloves.
Mhm.
I think honestly, if they put that type of design on a modern MMA glove, we would have less eye pokes.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Potentially, I mean, this
Yeah.
still could like poke somebody, but it won't be as
It was
Significant.
like a fluffy poke to your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like getting a pillow in your eye instead of a
Damn.
rod.
Exactly. Yeah. Get a fleshy finger right in the eyeball.
Ah.
Just get a little poke.
So, yeah, I mean, I like the glove. The only concern I would have with it, with the grappling, like straight up striking, perfect. Honestly, I think this is what they should use for Muay Thai.
Yeah,
Because
that'd be
you
kinda
gotta be
cool.
perfect for Muay Thai, because you could clinch with it and you could throw, But for MMA, when you get to the grappling, because it's so big and so fluffy, if it like gets caught underneath the armpit, or like say if somebody's like, if you have seatbelt, like you're on somebody's back, you have one hand over the shoulder, and one under the armpit, they can pinch their elbow tight to their side and keep your hand from pulling out because it's so big and fluffy.
Yeah.
So you already see that with the modern MMA gloves, and they're twice as small as this.
Yeah.
So that's the only concern I would see. But yeah, if we get 1,000 likes on this video, I will personally test these gloves in my gym grappling and give y'all full reviews on it. Okay? So, but it has to be on YouTube. So if you're listening on Spotify, please go to YouTube and like the video.
Go to it.
Yep. So yeah, with that being said, boys, what's y'all review? Should we bring this type of glove back to MMA, or should we just keep with the gloves we have?
We should definitely do some kind of form of that. We need something. Definitely something that prevents eye pokes more.
Yeah.
Which that might kind of help with it, kind of keeping the hand a little more closed.
And how big the wrist is, it actually will keep your wrist from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll help. Yeah, you already have all that natural padding to help you. So as
Yeah.
you wrap your hands and you wear that, yeah, that would be helping keep that wrist strong,
Mhm.
not break it as much.
So, what is your thoughts?
I think a variation of it. I think it is a little bit too bulky.
You bring it a little closer.
So I think that would be an issue for a lot of different reasons. But I do think that a variation of it. I think like maybe a combination of that in Trevor Whitman's gloves.
Mhm.
You've seen the design of them.
Mhm.
I do believe a combination of those two gloves can be the future of the MMA glove.
Mhm.
And if companies are willing to work together, work with Trevor Whitman and make a design like that. But yeah, I do think it's definitely a phenomenal collectible. I think it's a phenomenal piece to um, the godfather of
Mixed martial arts.
mixed martial arts.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a one heck of a piece to have, dude.
Yeah. For sure. Now, moving on into grappling, what, in y'all's opinion, is the best rule set for jiu-jitsu? Like, if rule, so the reason that we're not in the Olympics at all is we have so many. Jiu-jitsu is like the Wild West. We don't have one specific rule set like judo or, karate or, basketball.
Yeah.
Uh, we're kind of like all over the place. So, like, in y'all's opinion, for jiu-jitsu to be normalized and be accepted as a sport. I'm using quotations because it's technically already a sport, but be legalized in the Olympics to be more accepted. What rule set should we go with?
Yeah. What do you think?
A lot of people would say ADCC. I don't know about that. I think a more traditional and pure for the Olympics, a more traditional and pure rule set would be more just true to the art, because that's what the Olympics is really, to see who is the best
Mm-hmm.
at the pure form, at the art that is its purest form
Mm-hmm.
of any sport. So I have to say probably IBJJF rule set, black belt, brown belt rule set.
Mhm.
It's just in the gi. That's the best way to
And,
go.
and that's another thing we could bring up. Gi or no gi, which one's going to push jiu-jitsu more? Which one is pushing jiu-jitsu more? I say no gi's pushing jiu-jitsu more.
I would agree, especially with Gordon Ryan being the king of um
The no gi.
of no gi grappling right now, obviously. But I think Mikey's catching up. But I do believe no gi right now is just the face of it, just because with the ADCC and
Mhm.
Eddie Bravo invitationals and so on and so forth. But I do believe gi is the more. There's just
More traditional.
Yeah, more traditional, and there's more options you could do in the gi, like
Mhm.
more submissions, more transitions you can do in the gi, and I just think that's jiu-jitsu at its purest form. And if we're going to put it in the Olympics, that's the one we have to go with.
I would have to say, honestly, man, like in between EBI, no time limit, and ADCC rule set, I would have to say ADCC because this is the perfect combination in between, like, so in the first half of the match, there's no points. You can do whatever you want. Second half of the match, there's points, and then if you go to overtime, we have an overtime. If you go to overtime, then that's when points are allowed as well. So I just think this is a perfect correlation into introducing all the grappling styles. So it benefits the wrestler because when the points come into effect, you can't pull guard anymore if you're standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just think ADCC would probably be the best rule set to actually push jiu-jitsu, which already is pushing jiu-jitsu. The only other one that I really see that like makes it really entertaining is in Who's Number One, where it's not so much points as based on your position or if you are able to get the finish.
Yeah.
There's no point to judge's decision, like in MMA. The other one I see is the one in One Championship. One Championship, they have what they call the catch rule, which is a 10-minute match, and if you go for a legitimate submission where the person is having to fight to get out of the submission, they keep from being finished, they give you, it's almost like an advantage. They give you an advantage for the attempted submission.
Yeah.
They call it a catch. And if there's no submission after the 10 minutes, it goes to whoever had the most catches.
Mm-hmm.
So out of those, I would probably say either ADCC or the catch rule set.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say, John?
I like the catch rule set kind of. Along with I'd probably say ADCC overall.
Yeah.
That's what's meant more of a tested rule set, I guess. And
Mhm.
so I'd say probably ADCC if we were to kind of get it into the Olympics, kind of more of a unified.
Because it's already kind of like the Olympics already in
Kind of,
jiu-jitsu.
yeah. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you though.
What?
Why do you believe jiu-jitsu is not as exciting as strike-in based combat sports or more even wrestling? Why
Mhm.
do you think it's not to where it should be?
So just grappling in general.
Just grappling in general. Why do you think it's
Co-
not?
Because instinctually as human beings, we already understand how to strike. Well, I just take my fist and I put it upside your head,
Yeah.
right?
Agreed.
Try to rattle your brain. Grappling's a little bit more complicated, and also as human beings, we are naturally not good at grappling.
Yeah.
We are not. I mean, what's the first thing people do? They usually try to put you in a bulldog choke. I'm using quotations because it's not really a choke and it's very easy to get out of. Yeah. So
Agreed.
I'd say so we're just naturally not good at grappling. We automatically do the wrong thing when it turns into grappling. So when you do jujitsu or any type of grappling, you're having to reprogram yourself to be able to grapple function properly. So I just think it's just a lack of understanding. To answer your
Okay.
question,
Yeah.
the lack of understanding of the grappling arts that everyday people don't understand, which makes it for not as entertaining for people, say like us that trained or have done it for a little while and understand it. It's exciting to us.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just think it's just a lack of understanding.
Yeah.
The reason why people say it's not
Do you,
not entertaining.
do you believe people will over time learn to appreciate it as we have? Like even people who don't necessarily train in it?
I'd say so. I mean, it's already becoming more popular. But like back in the early 2000s, nobody even knew what a rear naked choke
Yeah,
was.
agreed,
Everybody
yeah.
now knows what a rear naked choke is. You know, so I think I'm thinking that in the next 20 years that we will, as human beings, will actually have a good natural understanding of what grappling is in the next 20 years. So now then it will become more mainstream. So
Yeah.
it took a minute for the UFC. Like just now, like the UFC's been in business for 30 years now. They just hit 30 years. I want to say like 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how long did it take them to understand how MMA works?
Yeah.
People here
A while.
to accept it.
A while. Yeah.
Yeah, a while. It's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. It's just taken a little bit longer because there's no striking involved where people can like understand at least half of it. So
Yeah. Agreed.
what do you have to say about that, Sean?
There you go. I like it, man. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, right? I mean, we can all agree a knockout's exciting. There's
Yeah.
just something in our human, and just it's fun, right?
Yeah.
And well, yeah, jiu-jitsu's a lot newer, right?
Mhm.
That's probably why as well, you know. And yeah, man, knockout's always fun. It's always entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's
So-
something about it that always gets us going.
So
right?
I don't know if you know this. In ADCC, there's a legal knockout.
You know, like slam somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get
yeah.
submission, yeah. So if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
so there's a viral video going around last West Coast trials, and the guy locked up a buggy choke, and so the only time you're allowed to slam is if you're in a submission.
Oh, really?
And they got so the guy put him in a buggy choke, and he picked them up, and he slammed them, knocked them out, and won the match. So that's the only knockout that's legal in jiu-jitsu as of right now.
Yeah. There you go. Well, it's like EBI rules or something like that.
Yeah. As long as slam is allowed, knockouts are allowed illegal.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's fun to see a knockout. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just will grow more. You know, it's a sport. People learning it more. It's getting more involved. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, police are being trained to use it more and stuff. You know, and they'll get more involved in our culture. But yeah. Fighting's all part of us, right? It's part of our DNA.
Yeah.
We've always done it from pancration to Mexican ground karate.
Yeah,
we
for
all
sure.
do it. So yeah.
Yeah. Have y'all ever wondered about the pancration? Like, if I had a time machine, I would love to go back and just watch some of those pancration matches.
Right.
Just, yeah. because if you look at it, so if you actually look at the statue that the wrestlers have of remember the two guys grappling, he has one hand pinned behind his back.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's the wrestlers took it. They're like, oh, this is wrestling. That's a submission lock. That's basically jujitsu. They were using jujitsu way back in the back in ancient Greek. You know.
Yeah.
I know jujitsu came from Japan, but they were having versions of submission grappling in the back in the Coliseum and then the Olympics, the original Olympics. So
yeah.
they had boxing matches, they had MMA matches, they had kickboxing matches, they had straight normal wrestling, and then they had submission grappling. Yeah, if you look at and they have like hieroglyphs of the different techniques they would use.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah. So, yeah, man, if I had a time machine, I would go back then and watch some of those grappling matches to see how much we had to actually lost, because we're trying to refigure out how grappling works, because we don't have a lot of those ancient Greek documents, because there was what was the library that burned?
The Library of Alexandria.
Yeah. That's where a lot of our documents were of the original Olympics and stuff. So when it burned, we kind of lost some of the techniques in the grappling world. John Danaher was talking about this. You can go look it up. It's on YouTube. But he said we lost a lot of our like grappling techniques, and we're having to relearn how to now, like in the 21st century, we're having to like relearn the moves, or we're reinvent. I'm using quotations. Reinvent the reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, discover it
Yeah,
again.
discover, but it's really, we're just rediscovering. So when somebody comes out and says, "Oh, I have invented this new move," nah, you just rediscovered it, buddy.
Really?
I'm pretty sure somebody came up with it years ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Our human bodies stay pretty similar. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
I like it a lot, man.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and end the episode here. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing if you're on YouTube. Also, if you're on Spotify, please consider subscribing there as well. And we will see you in the next episode. Jiu-Jitsu Bros out.